Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to break down Apple's newest chip, the M4 Max. There are a ton of things that they did that really caught me by surprise. And while a lot of people might just be scratching the surface of the M4 Max, understanding some of the underlying elements is help you understand why this is such a big deal. And yeah, it's kind of a big deal. Before we get started, please make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you want access to the very best deals on MacBooks, iPads, AirPods, iPhone, and more, check out the link down below in the description. Now let's get started. All right, so let's start by breaking down the M4 Max itself. What does the name mean? What does Max mean? Well, this is Apple's new top-tier flagship chip. This is their very best. In fact, there's only one other processor that has more processing power, Apple's new M4 Ultra chip. And that chip doesn't even exist in any products right now. As of recording this video, the M4 Max is the best and most powerful thing that Apple has ever created. At its core, the M4 Max chip is built on Apple's newest 3nm process, making it more power efficient and powerful than ever. We're talking up to 16 high-performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, delivering desktop-level performance in a portable machine. The GPU, a beast, with up to 48 core GPU options, ray tracing support, and hardware-accelerated rendering, the M4 Max outperforms many dedicated desktop graphics cards. And for machine learning, Apple has included a next-gen neural engine that makes real-time AI workflows not just possible, but shockingly smooth. Now, some of those features are ones that we saw introduced with the M3, but now Apple has taken them even further. For example, when it comes to the GPU, the M3 Max could only go up to 40 GPU cores. Now we have options for up to 48 GPU cores. And with that, Apple was able to increase the memory bandwidth from 200 gigabytes per second all the way up to 288 gigabytes per second. These are significant improvements that show us that Apple continues to make great strides when it comes to pushing the limits of silicon. In fact, the M4 Max is so powerful that it can take on some of the best that Intel and AMD has to offer. Case in point, when you look at the GPU, Apple claims that the M4 Max destroys the RTX 4090, one of the best GPUs that NVIDIA has to offer. When you look at the GPU performance, Apple claims up to 2 times faster GPU performance than the RTX 4090 in both metal and OpenKeel. And when you look at ray tracing, well, it gets even more lopsided. The M4 Max is 3 times faster than the RTX 4090. That's pretty staggering when you consider that this is a laptop chip and the RTX 4090 is a full-size desktop card. So now we know that the M4 Max is incredibly powerful. But what does that actually mean? What is it capable of? Well, this is where things get really interesting because Apple has shown us 5 really surprising things that the M4 Max can do. And the first is unreal performance gains. At its core, the M4 Max delivers up to 2.5x faster performance compared to the already insane M3 Max. Video editors can scrub through 8K, ProRes footage with 0 dropped frames. 3D artists can render photorealistic environments in real time. Developers can compile massive projects at lightning speed. This isn't just a spec bump, it's a performance revolution. No, 2 is AI at your fingertips. The M4 Max is designed with AI in mind. Apple's new neural engine can handle over 50 trillion operations per second. This means AI-driven video editing, real-time translations, intelligent photo enhancements, and even local AI assistants that don't need the cloud. Imagine generating an AI model or editing your film with AI tools all offline, securely and instantly. That's a game changer. The third is unbelievable battery life. Despite all that raw power, Apple's efficiency tuning means the M4 Max-powered MacBook Pro can last up to 22 hours on a single charge. Heavy users, editors, coders, animators can go through an entire workday without reaching for the charger. This combination of extreme power and insane battery life is something we've simply never seen before. The fourth is a creator's dream. For creatives, the M4 Max is a dream come true. Music producers can run hundreds of tracks and plugins without a hiccup. Filmmakers can work on multicam 8K timelines and Final Cut Pros seamlessly. And 3D designers can preview complex simulations without waiting for overnight renders. This level of real-time creativity has never been this accessible. And finally, number 5 is the death of the desktop. Here's the most shocking part. The M4 Max is now so powerful that it's challenging high-end desktops. For many users, a MacBook Pro with M4 Max will outperform their bulky PC tower, while being lighter, cooler, and quieter. This could mark the beginning of the end for traditional desktops for most professionals. It's a seismic shift in how we think about computing power. There's no denying that Apple has shocked the world once again with the M4 Max. It's not just a chip. It's a testament to what Apple has been able to accomplish with their silicon over the past few years. When Apple announced the original M1, it was a monumental moment. The M4 Max is another one of those moments. When you look at what Apple has done with the M-series chips, they started with the M1, then they went to the M2, the M3, and now the M4. Each chip has been better than the one before it, but the leaps between each have been getting bigger and bigger. Now, I do want to touch on something really important. If you already own an M2 or M3 Max machine, should you upgrade? Well, the answer isn't simple. It really depends on what you do. If you're working in AI, if you're doing a ton of video editing or 3D rendering, then yeah, absolutely. You'll see a big enough benefit to warrant the upgrade. However, if you're just browsing the web, streaming content, maybe doing some light editing, you might not be ready for the M4 just yet. The M3 Max is still a monster, and you'd be perfectly fine keeping it for another year or two until we see the M5. And when it comes to Apple's desktop machines, the iMac Pro, same thing. The M3 Max is more than capable. And while the M4 Max is a huge jump in performance, I don't think it's necessary unless you're doing work that requires that extra push. All that said, this is a major moment for Apple. And it's not just about the M4 Max. It's about what this chip says about the future of Apple Silicon. Apple has stated that all Macs will eventually transition to Apple Silicon. We've seen that happen with the Mac. Now we're seeing it happen with the iPad. All iPads will have Apple Silicon by the end of 2024, and when you look at the roadmap, it's clear that Apple is going to continue to push the envelope when it comes to performance, efficiency, and battery life. Can't wait to see what's next. And if you want to learn more about the M4 Max, make sure you head on over to our website, where my team put together a breakdown that covers everything from pricing to benchmarks. Also, if you're looking to pick up the M4 Max for yourself, we've got you covered. We've got links to every model down below in the description, and we LOB updating those links every single day to reflect the best prices out there. So there you have it. The M4 Max is here, and it's a force to be reckoned with. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the latest tech breakdowns. Until next time, stay creative, stay powered.